Hi, we're theory crafted, me and my friends into this game. As you could tell, well, by this freaking image here, we are starting with myself. I do also want to note that I have actually edited all the images that I freaking rammed. So I basically edited out my ears and put random freaking triangles on my head to denote the Uma ears. So there you go. Are they good? I don't know, but you know it's there so that we have the actual Uma experience. Okay, chat. Kia, why don't you just freaking use the stay gold image? You have it right there as a PNG for yourself. Well, you see, I feel like it's dumb. Let's start with myself, shall we? Since we're here. Alright. Hi, I'm Kiyo. I'm just a dude. Also technically guardian of, you know, just random guardian dude. But we don't need to talk about all that. Because by the end of the day, I'm technically just a dude. Anyway, if you do, okay, if you feel free to also say if you think like the font or anything's too small, I will try to zoom in. But anyway, let's start with our stats, or my stats, because this is me. Actually, wait, where is donde está the thing? It's a cursor. Oh, there it is. Okay, I could use my cursor. All right, so we're starting with the base stats. All right. So, as you can see, my stats are kind of average, aside from stamina. I have 92. Okay, so, what I've seen from, like, the base stats of all the other Umas, all of the base stats as a 3-star add up to 450. So, I'm going to assume, like, 85-ish is around, like, a normal amount of... I know it's, like, 90. The average of 450 is 90. But... because it's 5 stats, but I think for the sake of this, I feel like 85/80 will be the norm, technically. Because if it's just 90 being the norm, I feel like it could be kind of booty. Anyway, 92 speed, because I think I am decently fast. 104 stamina, because I made this as the main stat in terms of base stats. Power lacking. I don't really do power. I'm more of a speed guy than a brute force kind of guy. I think some people think otherwise, but I'm telling you right now, I'm more of a speed guy. I'm not a power strength guy. That's why, like, back when we did the D&D Kiyo-Sekai, I specifically made myself a dex paladin, or like dex based kind of build. Oh my god, Suzuka. I haven't seen the whole video, so if you see random girls that is a tail passing by, I am unaware of it. But yeah, Guts is 83, is about average, and 94 wit. And then my bonuses, so this is like when you gain stats from training and stuff, you would gain more of the stat. So anything with a triple dash means it's nothing. I don't think you ever get like a negative in a stat, but also for what I've seen from the other girls, or the existing ones, all of their bonuses add up to 30%. Oh, sorry, my dad was being a little loud, and I did not like that. So I have a 10% bonus in stamina, no bonus in power, 8% in guts, and 12% in wits. I'd say this is okay. It's not the best thing in the world. Like if I had 20 stamina, that'd probably be like huge. But you know, I don't want to make myself OP. So I try to balance myself out, just have more wits. And wits is never a bad stat to just gain. And guts is never bad either, so. It's never bad, but getting too much is sometimes maybe a little inefficient, but you know, having the stats is fine. Anyway, aptitudes for surfaces, I put myself A, turf, and B, dirt. The reason why I did B in dirt is because I actually really like I remember like a few years ago, I think it's like a year or two ago, I don't remember when, but I really liked it when people invited me to walk a mountain. I love it. Anyway, so I have experience with like rough terrain, so I think dirt is fine. And I've been to like, I guess like camps and stuff. So yeah, B. I am more so a medium long distance guy because okay, for those of you who don't know, back in the day, I actually was scouted to be a part of my cross country / track and field teams in my high school because I had a lot of stamina. I denied though because I didn't want to really join the club, but I just want to note that. Okay, that's why I have a lot of stamina as well, just because it makes sense. Miles B and short C, I can absolutely do them, but you know, because of the legacy system, technically this can be bumped to an A if you try hard enough, so this is fine. And then the strategies, I am mostly a pace / late surger, but if you have been paying attention to the whole freaking document here, I am a late surger 100%. But you can put me in pace if need be, like if you feel like you're not getting enough power, because at the moment I don't have power. That's probably my weakest thing here, being a late surger but with no power bonus. In fact, power being the least. So you do want to note that if you want to build me in particular. I'm not a front or an end closer. You can potentially make me one because D is not that bad. It is gonna be a little hard though, so just want to note that. Anyway, innate skills, I got fighter, ramp up, and pace strategy. These are pretty nice skills. Ramp up is fine, fighter is fine, and pace strategy is a mid-race stab recovery, so that's good. Awakenings, so these are like the potentials. I actually yoinked this off of the game tour, so it will say awakening, but technically it's potential in global. So calm in a crowd, you gain endurance when you're surrounded mid-race. As a pace such a late, you are likely to be surrounded, so this would make sense. Hard worker will be the upgrade, so this would be the upgrade to ramp up, I believe. No, not ramp up. Fighter, yeah, fighter. And then those will moderately increase passing ability, so there you go. Is it moderately? Wait, hold on. Oh, it's moderate. Oh. I mean, it does proc whenever, so I guess it makes sense. But yeah. Then we have Go with the Flow, which increases navigation late race, which is going to be huge for any late / end closers, so this makes a lot of sense. And level 5 is the upgrade to ramp up, so increase velocity when passing another runner mid-race. So there you go. And then with my unique skill, this one might be a little hard to read just because I did check who had the longest freaking text for ults. It's not me. It's actually someone else. So I did have to make this a little small, so I apologize, but I can read it. So I'll read it out to you. When being passed by another runner mid-race, continue to persevere through it all. Moderately recovering endurance. So it's a moderate recovery skill. So think of it like a like as if Super Creek, 2-star Super Creek, use her ult. But if you're positioned toward the back, also moderately increase acceleration at the start of the late race. So this very much incentivizes that I be a late surger. So if you're not building me late, then you better hope that everyone's in pace. But if everyone's in pace, then you're gonna be in trouble. So build me late. I'm a late / medium long. So yeah. Anyway, You could build me for sprint. Like, I've seen sprint groove before, so it can work. It can absolutely work. But yeah, that's me. I'm gonna be real. I'm sorry for anyone who really doesn't like this in particular. Anyway, let's go on to the next person, shall we? Let me nope, that's the wrong thing. Where's the image? Where did I put it? Oh, right here. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna open the next image. I'm gonna start with the ones who actually who asked me to do the thing for them. So I'm gonna start with Beck, because that's the next person who asked, or the first person who asked for it. So here's Beck. Remove their ears. there were ears here, but I had to edit out the ears. So yeah, if this image looks different than if you recognize it, like if you recognize this image, yeah, it's different because I added the ears and I removed the ears here. All right. Anyway, Beck stats, very average, and that's not bad. It means that you don't have to work on the stats that you're lacking as hard, or you don't need to worry about those stats as much. So it's not bad. 85 in speed, 94 in stamina, 89 in power, 84 in guts, and 97 in wits. Very good. Very good. And Beck's stat bonus is 10% stamina, which is huge, and 20% wits. Similar to Super Creek in that regard. But, you know. Except the fact that freaking Super Creek has way less speed. I think she starts like 70 something. I could be wrong. But, yeah. It's very average, but average is not bad. Anyway. Aptitudes. This is a generic A, turf, F, dirt. So, I mean, most of the Umas just have A, turf, and then bad dirt. So, it's very average. It's normal. With Beck's distance aptitudes, they are a long, medium kind of person. So similar to me, except they are not nearly as flexible with their distances. They want to be long, and do not put them in short or mile. Also, I will be using they, them, for, I guess, everyone. Except for the people like I know for sure, who, their pronouns. So, because, from what I've heard, Beck kind of prefers to be called they, them now. I could be wrong. If Beck is in the chat, feel free to tell me, because, I did notice a few pronoun changes. Actually, I wish I had a thing for the Discord where it tells me if someone has changed their pronouns. But I don't. So, actually, let me check. Let me check just in case. Oh, no pronouns. So I will just use they, them. Because I actually removed the thing just due to the fact that Discord itself has a new thing where you can set your pronouns, so that's why I actually removed it. That's why I don't know anymore. Before I used to have like a role that lets you pick pronouns, but now we don't. So it is what it is. Anyway, strategy wise, Beck is very much a pace. Again, similar to Super Creek. Pace. Long pace. Medium long pace. Although Super Creek's normally a long girly, right? The issue with the long girlies, at least in like Ura, is that you don't have a lot of long races that aren't G1s. Or that are G1s, I should say. Like, you only have 4. Like, ever. In a long race. Which means you will just end up going with like half of your races being like requirement being medium, half of them being long. So if you end up doing a G1 medium race, you're basically saying, oh, I'm gonna go for a medium. And I guess if it's a tie between your preferred style, so for example, let's say I want to do let's say for my guy, I had C and sprint, right? And I want to do sprint, and most of my stuff is medium long. So I do mostly sprint. And let's say for somehow I actually tied in the amount of races I did with sprint and long. Let's say long, for example. And let's assume that like with the upgrade materials, because each person has different upgrade materials. Some might use long shoes, some people might use medium, mile, short, etc., etc. If my character, for example, decides my upgrade material would be long shoes, and we tie with another one of the things for the most races done, we would do long because that is technically the tiebreaker for doing that. So yeah. Anyway, pace. I'm still laughing about the two. We're keeping the brain rot. If you don't like it, this ain't your stream. I'll just say that right now. Anyway, innate skills. Beck gets preferred position, which is very nice. It's very solid skill, just period. Then we get pace strategy, which is also nice. It does recover endurance when passed by another runner mid-race, which is not ideal, but sometimes it does happen, so it's fine. And then go with the flow helps with navigating late race, so it helps them not get boxed in when we get to the like final corner and stuff, which is good. Awakening skills, level 2, they get quarter acceleration, which has this pip here. I will say this pip is kind of misleading because there isn't a double pip. Like there's like a circle and there's like a double circle with some skills. Corner acceleration is technically not one of those skills. It has a pip, but the upgrade is actually swinging maestro, not corner acceleration double circle. So yeah, slightly increased acceleration on the corner with masterful turning. So this is just a very solid skill, period. Everyone freaking talks about Super Creek's swinging maestro, so yeah, this is just the mini version of it. Level 3, Lane Ledger Main, is the upgrade of Go with the Flow. Again, just a good skill, just so you don't get boxed in. Pacers don't really get boxed in as much, but it is a popular freaking strategy, so it can happen. Level 4 is Deep Breaths, so this is the long stamina skill. It's basically straightaway adept, or not adept. Wait, I just realized this says quarter accelerate. Oh my goodness. Let me allow me to do some corrections real quick. Okay, so there you go. That's correct this time. For real. I had the wrong icon. It wasn't the wrong skill, it was the wrong icon. I had to recheck the freaking text doc. It was just the wrong icon. Okay. Freaking did so much more work than I should have. Anyway. Becca has quite a bit of stamina skills. Makes sense though, because they are a long racer for the most part. So basically similar to Super Creek, if you played Super Creek. Some people call her Super Freak, but it's okay. Anyway, welcome on top. Also welcome to Teo Brain Rot. Anyway, we are doing a theory crafted. There may be some surprises. Anyway, from ink to color, this is Beck's unique. So this is the ult. burst with a colorful energy while you are not positioned towards the back mid-race. So, as long as you're not in the back with Beck, you regain energy, basically. This is basically a stamp skill. Regain slightly more stamina if you have also not been rushed this race. So there's a mechanic called being rushed, which is when which is completely random, but the chance of being rushed can be reduced if you have more wits. I also, contrary to popular belief, wits does not affect late starts. It's not random, it's a skill. You know, in a sense, it is a skill issue in a sense, because sometimes you can get the skills to not get rushed. Basically, like the green skills. But yeah, that's Beck. Very just like normal stats, a lot of stam skills. He's very nice. So with Beck, you can get like a lot less stamina requirement because of the ult. So it's nice. If you get to potential 5, you can get Race Planner, which is another gold, and then like freaking get Super Creek, and then I guess you could get like what? Freaking Special Week, the welfare card, because you could have a chance to get Hydrate or Gourmand, and Gourmand is a pace chaser one, so that's also good. You can also get the McQueen one, which is technically also a welfare one, which you do also have a chance to get the upgrade to Deep Breath. I forget the name, but cooldown. So you could have a chance to get cooldown, so which is a gold stam. So also very nice. And yeah, that's Beck. Let's go to the next person. Again, I'm going based off who asked me first, and then I will pick the people that I did just because. Alright, next person I believe is Sarge, so I'll do Sarge. Okay, Sarge is kind of unique, I will say. So I did make Sarge's kind of interesting, so let's go over Sarge. But we're gonna go over the unique stuff last. Sarge's stats, also kind of normal. Good speed, or I don't want to say good, but like decent speed, good stamina, good power, decent-ish guts. Guts doesn't matter too much, but it matters to a degree. If you have like more than a certain amount based on the distance that you want to do, then it starts becoming worse than stamina. This is like at the moment, because if somehow you're watching this video by the time we're in the guts meta version, then yeah, guts is gonna be a lot more beneficial, just period. But otherwise, we're not there yet, so yeah. Anyway, and then 93 wits, and then he has 15% stamina gain and 50% wits gain, which is very nice. Just overall good. You want freaking it's back. Anyway, Sarge aptitude is turf and dirt. Sorry. I'm sorry for anyone who's being freaking subway surfered by Teo. But anyway, that's all part of my master plan, so that you guys will listen. Anyway, I put B dirt for Sarge because I feel like he does. Yeah, I mean, he's a sergeant. I mean, I feel like it makes sense for him to be able to deal with rough terrain, just lore wise. If he wasn't B, then I feel like it would be a little weird. Anyway, as for distance, I also made him kind of a medium guy. He can go long, he can go mile. I didn't make him sprint because I feel like with all the gear, like he's gonna have like gear and stuff. I think it's gonna weigh him down a bit. So I don't think we will make him a sprint just because of that. But strategy wise, he is a front. Pace, there is an A in pace, but I'm just gonna say right now, he's a front. Like, you can make him pace, and his ult does work in pace, which I will go over later, but you will see quite a bit of his stuff is, or actually, it's only this one actually. So you can go pace or front based on personal preference, really. But yeah, he's gonna be near the front of the pack, so just want to note that. His innate skills, focus, just an overall good skill. Make sure you don't freaking get late starts. Well, I mean, you still can get late starts, but it's gonna reduce the time that you lose to just... I mean, it's just a good skill just because it just reduces the delay from starting, just period. I know it says to reduce the time lost to slow starts, but it actually just reduces the delay from starting, so it's good. Anyway, Steadfast is a just basically if you're near the front, actually no, it doesn't matter if you're in the front or not. Basically, if someone's trying to pass you, you try to fight back. It helps. It's not bad. And then Trick Front. Slightly increased fatigue for rushed runners behind when positioned toward the front mid-race. So it is a little RNG because you do have to, it does require the people to be rushed, I think. I could be wrong. Maybe, maybe not. But, you know, it's there. It's nice. It's not, I wouldn't personally use this skill, but it's there. And I think it's a nice little nod to screwing with the competition. Anyway, potentials, level 2. Slight decrease fatigue in the lead mid-race. So this Rosy Outlook says medium, but it's more so like a front runner skill. So it's nice to have. Is it necessary? With Sarge, kinda. Because as you can see with the innates, it's not really there's no freaking stamina skills. So you will need to build stamina supports for him. Level 3 is the upgrade to focus. Don't need to go over that, right? Level 4 is the front runner skill. The one that actually says front runner. Increase acceleration when positioned toward the back mid-race. I know that sounds weird if you're a front runner. So this is technically the garbage skill. Some people have it, some people don't. It's fine. I don't mind people getting some like garbage skills. But you know, it's there. If for some reason everyone and their mother who's going late or end decides I'm gonna freaking like in the start of late race, I'm just gonna freaking go ham. Because it can happen. This can help with that. And then level 5 is Track Blazer. Basically the upgrade to Rosy Outlook, which interesting enough is that. Because normally with the level 3s and 5s with the upgrades, it's usually an upgrade to one of the innate skills. I actually decided, yeah, why not do the upgrade for this being the upgrade to one of the other skills. So I did this one. Because you know, like I said before, Sarge needs some stamina recovery. So there you go. There it is. Alright, and now for the reason why Sarge is freaking unique. His ult. Fall in line. If you are in a good position during the final course, so basically like near the front or at the front, slightly gain passing ability. So this is basically just gaining more top speed. And keep nearby racers in line, moderately reducing their velocity. So this basically is kind of like a tether, except it's for when you're near the front. And it is nearby racers, so if there's anyone who's close to you, like in front of you or behind you, like a little bit, they get screwed. Basically anti-front, anti-pace. And if anyone is like somehow surging like hard as a, like a late or end, they can also potentially get screwed by this too. But for the most part, probably not. I feel like I could make this better, but I think reducing velocity, I think, is already kind of nutty in and of itself, so I think this is fine. Could this use a buff? I don't know, but, you know. It's there. Anyway, Sarge is also someone I know who actually plays this game, so... Sarge, if you're watching this, feel free to tell me if you like or don't like. Alright, anyway. Next person. This is the last person who asked to be a part of this, and this person is Steph, actually. So 2 of the homies actually asked, and then Beck. Alright, Steph. As you can tell, yes, with every PNG, everyone who I made for this, I added freaking random triangle horse ears. Am I good at making those? No. Do I care? No. Do I like it? Yes. So, yeah, anyway. Staff. Base stats. Again, pretty normal. We have 96 speed, 84 stamina, average, 88 power, pretty average, 98 guts, that's a lot, but you know, you still need guts. At 84%, 84 wits. And then her bonuses are 6% speed, 6% power, and 18% guts. Which, surprisingly, might not be that useful at the moment. But then again, remember that I mentioned the guts meta at some point is coming. So, Steph isn't going to be a meta character if she ever gets in the game. Right. If somehow she is in the game right now. She is not going to be a meta character. I'm just going to tell you right now. She will be soon. She probably will be soon, though. But, yeah. It is what it is. I don't, again, I don't really care about meta. Like, I mostly pull for the horses that I just like, so. Anyway. Aptitude, this is generic Turf A, Dirt G. It is what it is. Distance, I made her a short mile, so this might be a little weird giving her a lot of guts, but you know, guts could actually be surprisingly nice just for the fact that it does reduce the last spurt. It basically reduces the stamina usage during the last spurt, so in a shorter distances, technically it matters less, but you know, I'm waiting for that guts meta. Okay, this is meant to be like I'm waiting for the guts meta to happen. The characters. Anyway, you can build her medium, but she probably isn't a medium girly. So yeah, she's also a late surger. I actually think I made her as a late surger. She's not going in the front. Don't bother. She's G. Pace is a D. Late A and end B. So she's gonna be near the back for the most part of the race. So it's okay. She's okay with it. Anyway, innate skills. She has Uma Stand, which I feel like some people have said this is not a good skill, but I think it's fine. Right? It just increased velocity when you're close. I guess the reason why people think it's bad is because it's just hard to proc. It's not consistent proc because depending on if you are, it depends on like the other people. So if there's a lot of late and end people, then it could be good. If there's not a lot of people in the same strategy as you, it's not as great. But I think it's still fine because it can proc whenever, right? So it can proc. I feel like it's more likely to proc near the late race, so I think it's still fine. And even if it doesn't proc, if it procs like earlier, it's still fine, I think. And then a quarter recovery. This is actual quarter recovery, okay? Not the error one that I did with Beck. Slightly recover endurance on the corner with the efficient turning. It's not corner acceleration. Prudent, and then she has prudent positioning, which prominently increases navigation early race, which I normally with positioning, it's not really that much of an issue early, but it can be a problem if you're like, if you start like near like the outer post or inner post or whatever, whichever like post is disadvantageous, and it can help with that. Otherwise, I don't see it being that useful, but you know, I'm okay with, like I said, I'm not here for meta. If it feels like something that fits, I feel like I'll just put it. All right, awakening skills level 2. She gets laid low, which will recover endurance when the way ahead is jammed early race. This will work because she is late. There's almost always going to be someone who's going pace. I'd be surprised if no one is front or pace. Like, if there is no one front or pacing, I'd be hugely surprised. So this should proc. If this doesn't proc, I'm gonna be disappointed. That either means she has no bits, or she's just really unlucky. And then Umamania is the upgrade to Umastan, so increased velocity when close to many runners. Simple. Level 4 is Sharp Gaze, which slightly startles other runners late race, which from what I've seen from the game Torah, basically it just reduces their stamina by a little bit. So that's fine. Level 5 is Swinging Maestro. Everyone freaking loves Swinging Maestro, so you know, Swinging Maestro is good. Quarter recovery plus is a great. Okay, it's just good. And then her unique skill, and I feel like it's just ever since she said I didn't have that hear me out thing in Steph's HSR thing, I decided, okay, fine, I'll put it here. So her ult hear me out, swell up the desire to show off something special or someone special, moderately increasing velocity and acceleration in the final corner when closing the gap to runners ahead. Okay. Okay, there's your hear me out. Okay. Actually, wait. Did I really make it that? I thought I made it something different. Oh, I changed it. It used to... Okay. I think the first time I tried to make this, it used to say when positioned towards the back. But I was like, we'll do this. So if you do build her as a front or a pace, it can work. It can. Will it work? I don't know. She does have a lot of like generic skills like that are actually like just generically good. So if you can give her pace and it works out, go ahead, because it can work. It's gonna be hard, but you probably could. And yeah, that's Steph. And yeah, that's everyone who has asked me to do a thing for them. And I have, let me count just to make sure. 1, 2, I have done, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I forgot I had like one test file, so I should not count the test file. I have 4 people that I have done without their consent. Two of them because I know they play this game, and two of them because they're my friends. And I'm saying this as the main reason, not like the only reason. So, because all of these people that I have are like I'm at the very least on friendly terms with them. So yeah. You know what? I'm gonna roll a die. 5 or 6. Okay, if I roll a 5 or a 6, I'll flip a coin. No, I'll make it 1 or 6. Okay, if I roll a 1 or a 6, I'll tell you what I roll. Okay, chat. I'm not gonna tell you what the result is because you guys can't see the results. It's a 3. Okay, so we'll do this person next. Not last but not the least of the homies. Because there is no least to the homies. Unless you want me to count myself, which maybe, I don't know. Anyway, not a... I feel like with the Anates thing, I made this thing so freaking cursed. I would choose to make it die. Well, that depends on if the die is made of freaking any tree-based material. Because this one sure isn't made out of freaking a tree. This is like plastic. Plastic? Whatever dye are normally made out of. Unless it is tree-based, which in that case. Sure. I cannot answer that question. The friend Umas. Welcome on in, Sarge. I did you earlier. So actually I'll show you. I'll show yours like for like a second. Alright, let me just show yours for like a second. Who says plastic isn't tree? True. Alright, I'll show yours for a second. There you go. Here's yours. Actually, since you're here, I'll just DM you this. Let me just DM you this freaking thing. We get a Kiyo-Sekai folder. There you go. There you go. Here's your weird freaking build. You can feel free to ask me if you want to change any of it. I don't mind. But yeah. Also, I did Umify everyone technically, so fortunately you don't have any visible ears. So all I did was just add the triangle. So thank frick. But yeah, this is you. You can feel free to read it. I already DM'd it to you actually, so you can feel free to read that in your own time. But we'll go to Nana 10 because we were just about to start Nana 10, so there you go. Pretty cool. There you go. I made you kind of like you can go front or pace, but you have a lot of like generically decent stuff for like medium. And if you get legacies, you can do like other styles and stuff. So it's I had to take into account the letters, okay? So because letters do determine like if you can use legacies to make them do a certain style or not. So letters matter. All right, D means it's hard, but it can work. But yeah, anyway. Nanata. I think Nanata is another one of cursed ones. I did make his ears kind of like a yellowish, like a pale yellowish kind of color. But yeah, there's I feel like I did him dirty. I'm gonna be real. All right, Nana 10 stuff. I think his is pretty predictable. Lots of speed, not much stamina. 69, yeah, nice. 93 power, 86 guts, and 70 wits. 20% bonus in speed and 10% in power. He is a sprint guy. He is like shorter distance. If you're looking, get some food. Yeah, it's like 5. I'm gonna 100% get freaking food after this. 100%. But yeah. Yeah, he fast. He a fast one. 100 is fast. Although, I will say, usually with stats, it's just based. You mostly need to look at the bonuses, like 20% speed, 10% power, because in training, like in the careers, you can just build the stats that you're lacking, and just use the supports. So the base stats don't matter as much, but it can help with the early stuff. How fast is fast? Well, you gotta give me a specific number. Which I guess fast. Yeah, it depends on the distance and like what strategy you're using and all that fun stuff, because like for a long distance, like if you have 1200 if you're captain speed in a long distance, that's really fast. 500 how fast is fast for 500 meters? That you have to be captain speed. You have to cap speed. If you're not cap speed at 500 meters, a sprint is like one kilometer. Freaking kilometer. At the very least. That's like half of that amount. 500 is half of that. But anyway, also wait, let me just look something up real quick. No. Wait. How many miles is a kilometer? It's a 1.6, right? Okay, yeah, it is 1.6. Okay. Because I remember mile races are technically classified as 1600 meters, so I just wanted to make sure. Okay, yeah. Less than a mile. Okay, anyway. Out of 10, short, mile. He can do medium. And if you build him for a long, sure. I have a feeling that, like, if someone were to have, like, a career run, like with Nana 10, like, what one of his career things, like his goals would be run in Arimaki. Like, he doesn't need to win. He just needs to do it. And like if you have him like D, you can make it an A potentially, so it can work. Anyway, he is a front runner 100%. You will see a lot of front runner here, like front runner, front runner, front runner, front runner. A lot of front runner there. Yeah, we'll go over the innate skills, which I would just say it's a lot of say front runner. Fast pace, increased ability to go front mid race, front runner. You want to be in the lead. If you're front running, be in the front. That's just how it is. Be in the front. Try to be in the front the whole race. That is front runner in a nutshell. Very simple. Straightaway edge up is also a very simple skill. Increase velocity on a straight. That's it. Dodging danger is kind of a weird one. I don't know how bad or how good this one is, but I did see it and I think it's interesting. And I think it does fit the dodging nature of Nana 10 anyway. So moderately avoid becoming surrounded early race. So if for some reason everyone and their mother is just going pretty fast for some reason, this will help him not get surrounded. Like he won't get like stuck in the pack. And getting stuck is bad. I have heard that if you have power, it can help you. It can help with it, but if you're blocked, you're just blocked. So it is what it is. So having good power is good. Front running is valid strat. What about this blue shells? Fortunately, there are no actual blue shells. This isn't Mario Kart. You can't exactly just screw someone over unless you build the character for it, which in that case, technically they are blue shell, but you don't need to be last in order to be a blue shell like build, so Goldship would find a way to make them True. I mean, Goldship technically, in a sense, is a VTuber. She has done like some idol stuff with Hollow. Actually, she did like a concert or something, I think, like where she like danced. I felt like what I've seen. So she is technically a very early VTuber. Anyway, potentials. He has Moxie, which helps reduce fatigue on uphill. I don't know if this is useful for Nana 10, but hey, it's there. Escape Artist is the upgrade to dodging danger. Straightaway acceleration, because you know, the distances he's doing are gonna have straights, so it's nice to have. And Rushing Gale is the upgrade to this one. I was like, why not? So yeah. that's that. So Nanaten's ult is Bankai because we love Bankai. Unleash your full potential, increasing velocity and acceleration. Yes, both. When engaging the challenge toward the front in the last spurt, specifically the last spurt. So it's gonna be very tight. That's why it's both. So if you're in a challenge, like yeah, this will 100% happen in PvP. I think Nanaten's a very good PvP Uba in this case, but you know, I actually just really like just all the skills, like the names of the skills for Nanaten. I think it all fits him like very well. So I'm glad that I was able to have a style that fits Nanaten specifically, and all the names of each of these skills fit him. It's great. I may have done him dirty with the freaking Uma ears, but I definitely did him. I feel like I definitely did him at least justice with the actual stuff. Okay, I'm gonna roll another die. There is a reason why I'm rolling the die. Okay, if I roll a 1, a 5, or a 6, I will flip a coin. 2, 3, or 4 means I will pick the person. 4. Oh. Oh, we're already going for that one. Okay. Alright. To probably no one's surprise, I know, like, surprisingly, I only know like 3 people. Actually, no. 2 people who actually like play the game, like, that I like talk to. And one of them is okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, I saw someone who had the same name, like in-game name as you, like during the freaking team trials. I had to double check whether or not it was you. It was not you, but someone had the same name, and I was like, oh my goodness, am I fighting Thom? Like, no, I can't be, because I know I'm like 1 class above Thom. So anyway, this is Thom. I did him without consent. Hey, feel free to freaking clip that out of context. Anyway, the ears pretty hard to see because it's usually yellow, but it's over there. I also had to edit out the ear. This ear. I think maybe there's an ear over there too. So I had to edit that out. But yeah, I will say Thom is also another interesting one. Also, if you're in chat, and you saw your freaking thing, feel free to ask me if you want me to send this to you. Because I can absolutely send this freaking image to you. Because I know for sure I'm not gonna be able to freaking send it while I'm in freaking visiting family. So yeah. Anyway, Thom. Stats. Good speed. Stamina is lacking, but definitely you could build it. For sure. Power. Lots of power. Very power. Much wow. 82 freaking guts is aight. 100 wits is very good. Strong. Very strong. There is a big reason why you are very strong. 20% power, 10% wits. There is a reason for this. Low stamina is not good. That is your main weakness. Especially with the fact... Okay, Turf A, Dirt C. Reason why Dirt C... I know Thom works out. That's why. that's literally the reason. And then... Thom... This is the reason why this is a bad thing. Thom's distances is medium long. So... you are going to need to pump that stamina. You need stam support. Real bad. E short, mile C. You can build smile, but it's gonna be hard. Front D, pace C, late B, and A. And there is a reason why long end. And I think Thom knows exactly why. There is an exact reason for this specific combination. Innate skills. I'm just gonna gloss over it. Level-headed, regain composure by calming down when the way ahead is jammed, which is an end closure skill, which means it will work because you're freaking at the end. Of course the way is gonna be jammed. Home stretch haste is a generic good one, and focus is a generic good one. Very respectable, very nice. Nothing to write home about, but a lot to write home about at the same time. I guess it's simple, but noteworthy, right? That's probably the right phrasing. Alright, potential, level 2, strategist. Totally not because Thom plays strategy games. Slightly widen the field of view when positioned toward the back late race. Yeah, totally not because it just so happened to fit the playstyle that I'm trying to make it as. Totally because he plays strategy games. Alright, and then the concentration is the upgrade to focus. There's a lot of thought gone on this. Surprisingly, yeah. Stamina Eater as a level 4. Very slightly steal endurance of runners ahead when positioned toward the back mid-race. Long. So, the long end closer agenda. The long end I'll talk about the reason why at the end. But and then the last one is Serenity, which is the upgrade to level-headed, regain composure by call. This is basically the gold skill of level-headed. Don't need to freaking explain any further. Okay, and then here we go with the weird freaking super weird part of about Thom. Which I'm not sure Thom will like. Arcane Synergy. Utilize latent mana within at a random point within the race. You don't know when this is gonna pop. When? I have no idea. If activated early race, slightly increased performance. I know there's gonna be a specific question where this is all stats. This is for all stats. No, we don't need a plan. Okay. If activated mid-race, regain endurance. So this is basically just get stam. If activated late race, greatly increase acceleration. If activated in the last spurt, greatly increase velocity. So the downside to Thom is the randomness. And the reason why is because I specifically said early race, mid race, late race, less spurt, right? So with the early race buff, it is at its worst when it triggers at near the end of the early race. Similar deal with, actually no, not similar deal with mid race. Mid race is fine, and then late race is at its worst when it's literally right before the last spurt. And then with the last spurt one, if you literally freaking proc it at the finish line, then you friend. So I have seen I've seen a clip where like Bakushin literally used her ult at the finish line. So it can happen with Thom. I'm just gonna say right now. And yeah, that's the main reason why it's pretty gambly, but it can be very good if it procs early. Like early in that phase. So yeah, let's go gameplay. I mean, this, in a sense, this game is basically gameplay. Dang it. But yeah, so for anyone who also doesn't know the reason why I have made Thom this way, I know one of Thom's favorite. I don't know if it's his like actual favorite. His favorite Uma is freaking Goldship. That's why he's a freaking long end. And for whatever strange reason, all of the freaking random skills so happen to freaking fit. So I just want my women to freaking drop kick me. That's so much. Valid. Have a great day. But yeah, that is RNG ult with long end closure skills that just so happen to feel like they fit his theme of being a wizard. Level-headed, focus, concentration, serenity, home stretch, haste, strategist, and then I guess stamina eater. I guess probably the least one, but you know. But yeah, that's Thom, and now we have 2 more people that I did without their consent, and if they see this, you're welcome. I'll coin flip this time, so you're not gonna understand the result, but I'm gonna coin flip in chat. Okay, coin flip is heads. Okay, all right. So in that case, we'll do this person next. All right. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. I did Q1 last minute. Q1's thing is literally last minute. I literally started making this one literally last minute. So she's gonna sound very similar to Nanatan. I'm just gonna say right now. So I'm just gonna try to go over hers pretty quickly. Also, it's her birthday today, so we give her a shout out. It's her birthday. You should say happy birthday to her. You could say it for me if you want, but yeah. It is her birthday today. It's July 22nd, her birthday. But yeah, I didn't really do any like formal like happy birthday wishes and stuff to her, just because literally today is the day like I have to like prep like for content for like you guys, and also make sure I have everything packed for tomorrow. So I have to leave early tomorrow, so it's gonna be kind of rough. And that's why I'm like a little sad that I started stream like very late. Like instead of like 12 p.m. I started at like 4 p.m. But yeah. Alright, Q1. 9 out of 10 speed. 107. 72 stam. She's sprint mile, so she's fine. 91 in power. 87 in guts, and 93 in freaking wits. 20% speed, 10% power. This is literally all the stats she needs. She doesn't need anything else really. Speed, power, you know? Go ham. Innate skills. Dodging danger, the exact same as Nanatan. Productive plan. I actually kind of like some of the Mile skill names, so I actually made her more kind of like a Mile playstyle with her skills. Obviously, you could play her as a sprint, or even a medium if you really want to. But yeah. Also, there is a little bit of an Easter egg with this one. I actually specifically set these to specific letters, so to make this one say Ace, and then those ACCC. There is a reason, and it's because this one kind of spelled ACC is kind of like account. So, you know, account, Ace, and yeah. So her only letters are A, C, and E. Anyway, productive plan. She is doing a lot of like kind of like work stuff like with Life 2D, so I felt like this was fitting for her, and especially since I can make her a mile girly, you know, even better. And then focus, she can go locked in sometimes, so I think it works. Straightaway recovery is a generic good skill. Changing gears again, like I said before, the freaking names of like the mile ones kind of go hard. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pick that. Changing gears. I was like, yes, changing gears, productive plan, perfect. Or wait, he's passing build when positioned toward the front. Wait a minute. Did I mess up? I think I messed up. Again, like I said, I did do hers last minute. Changing gears. What's the Oh, I messed up. Oh yeah, I did the wrong skill. Perfectly fine. I can absolutely I can absolutely fix this very easily. Don't worry. Alright. Let me just there you go. It's all correct now. Or at least I feel like it's correct now. Okay, shifting gears instead of freaking dodging danger. So changing gears, then front runner quarters, because quarters they exist. They're actually surprisingly common. And concentration is just a really good skill. Just the upgrade of focus. And then I had to freaking reference the meme, BPM 200. Yes, in fact, she did have a heart rate of 200 BPM at some point during her stream. So, just want to note that. Kick it into overdrive, greatly increasing acceleration on the final corner when running out of energy. So she has to be low on energy. So you have to, if you give her too much stamina, funnily enough, if you give her too much stamina, then she won't get her ult. She won't proc her ult. So you have to be careful how much power you're giving her, because going for power does give her freaking stamina as well. So do be careful with that. Too much stamina, she can't freaking use this. Too little stamina, and she freaking gets screwed. Because if you don't have enough stamina, you're fricked. And it's hard to freaking mess up a mile build, so because you don't need much stamina. I get for PvP, it's usually like stamina is usually the issue. So if you build enough stamina, like with short, that's why it's easier to build these short mile, because you don't need to worry about stamina, and you just mostly pump up freaking power and speed, and then wits depending on things. But yeah, that's Kiyosen. And last but certainly not the least is Taka. Okay, I kinda also did him last minute as well. Kiyo, how many did you do freaking last minute? Okay, so the main reason why I did him kinda last minute is because I recently heard that he started playing Umamusume. So I was like, hey, why not make one for Taka? Alright, anyway, Taka stats. 98 speed, pretty fast. 79 stamina, not great. 87 power, 101 guts, it's a lot. And 85 wits. So he is gonna be another one of those like build guts, go be great kind of guy. Or you just give him a lot of stamina support and then just innately get more guts from just doing that, period. Anyway, aptitude, he is a generic turf guy, so AG. His distance, he can do short, mile, and medium. He cannot do long. Don't bother. And he is a late/end closer. You can build him for front or pace if you want to, but you're gonna see that quite a bit of his innates are late surgers, so you are more geared towards going late, but you don't have to, right? The skills are not something you need to go for, but they are there as options. Anyway, Outer Swell is a generic, good skill for late surge. Just increase velocity when passing other runner on the outside of the final corner, which you're gonna do anyway as a late surge. That's just how it is. Fighter slightly increases passing ability, which helps with it's just a generic good skill. Because as a late surger, you will be passing people. That's how late surges work. Home stretch haste slightly increased velocity last spurt, generic good skill. You will notice that he doesn't have a lot of stam, and that is going to be oh, I also messed up Taka. I just realized I messed up Taka as well. Okay, there you go. Icon changed. It's correct now. Hard worker is not a stamina skill. Passing ability is not stamina. But yeah. Quarter recovery, he has a generic nice recovery skill. He does, I will say, is one issue is, or glaring issue is, he does lack stamina skills, so you have to be careful with that. Because I did set his medium to A, so you will 100, like, if he had a career run, he will have some medium races. You do have to be careful with that. I feel like I kind of made him kind of like similar to King Halo, which I'm gonna be real with you. I have never won a freaking career run of King Halo. And because I got Marziski, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna bother building her anymore. So I never really touched King Halo anymore. Just because like you have the first like some like the first like few races, you have to build her like a medium. And then afterwards, you can do whatever else you want. Which kind of hurts because I want to of course like she's built for sprint. So that's why I'm not a big fan of building King Halo. Because she's like, she has mediums in her career, but you build her spread. So anyway, Rising Dragon is the upgrade to Outer Swell. Yes. Tether is just a generic nice skill. Is a medium skill. So that's why I said you gotta be careful with it. Mediums, like if you build a medium, yeah, sure. Do late surge medium. It's not bad. Kind of like in line with my own thing, actually. Except I can go long, but you know. And Hard Worker is the upgrade to Fighter. Because I've seen freaking Taka do a lot. So I think he gets this. And then his unique skill is Kindling Blaze. Ignite the fire within. Greatly increasing acceleration when not positioned toward the front on the final corner. So acceleration is just huge. And because he's near the back, he's gonna need it. The only issue with Taka is just if he gets blocked. If he gets blocked, he's screwed. Otherwise, he's fine. Anyway, that is, I believe, everyone that I've done. Yeah, done. That's the test file. Yep, I pretty much done everything or everyone that I've done. Also, it might be a little hard to differentiate with the ears for Taka. He did have ears. I did have to edit it out. It looks freaking weird, but you know, these are the ears. So yeah, he has, because this is the image of like one of his, like I think it's like a birthday picture. So that's why you see like confetti and stuff. So yeah. So anyone who is confused about which of these things is ears, it's these two. Anyway, yeah, that is everyone that I did. So I guess for the YouTube outro, thank you all so much for freaking clicking on the video. Appreciate it a lot. And as always, make sure about yourselves and take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful time, everyone. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.